Welcome to the Some Ordinary Podcast, unofficial continuation on my channel. I bought up the IP. We are here today with Mutahar to make a movie review.
The first of many, dude.
The first of many. I believe in this project.
Let's do it.
Movie time with Rantoni and Muti.
The movie is called Bring Her Back. We both just saw it yesterday. Bro, who starts?
Okay, so you had me really excited for it because I looked it up and it was made by a group of YouTubers that made
Talk to me.
which was one of my favorite movies.
It's so good.
It's such a good movie. I did show it to like a bunch of friends though, and they were just like, "This movie's a little slow," and I'm like, "I hate you guys."
How is it slow?
I'm gonna just say it. I think Blumhouse Productions has like destroyed the minds of an entire generation with horror, right? You want that like really loud subwoofer destroys my ear kind of horror.
Talk to Me was good, man.
Talk to Me was really good.
Dude, I'm cooked. I have so many notes.
I just want to say this movie has probably some of the best effects that I've ever seen. Practical kind of effects. There was a scene in this movie, I swear if you watch it, like this guy's like just like eating his flesh or something, and I looked at it, I'm like, okay, I have to look away from the screen. This movie's like
Dude,
really...
I'm so happy you're saying this.
I'm like,
This movie, just for everyone watching right now, is so unbelievably next level brutal and violent. We're talking a level of violence here that if you do not look away, you have some psychological or moral defect.
yeah. It is true.
I'm just saying knife, Mutahar. You know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean, because it's like there's like points in this movie like, so there was this one part. So okay, we should probably like guide people through what this movie is, right?
Also,
so,
let's divide it into spoiler, no spoiler. Let's keep it no spoiler for now.
Okay, this movie is effectively about like, so it's one of those movies where fuck, you said no spoiler. Shit.
No, I can summarize it well.
Yeah, okay, you summarize it with no spoiler. Go.
Two kids. A boy, he's like 17, his name is Andy, and he has a stepsister who's like 14 or something, and she's blind. Their dad passed away, so they are brought into a foster home of a new woman. What else can we say to give like a little bit more spice, Muda?
The woman is a
Cinema. No, don't say that.
Whoa, what do you... Okay, no, I'm sorry, that's not even a spoiler.
Yeah, okay, true. But
When me and Jen were watching it last night, bro, the second she showed up on screen,
of course,
the exact second, she didn't say a word in the movie. She did not say a word. And Jen's first response was like, this bitch is crazy. It's not so much like a paranormal horror that I want the audience to know at all.
It's
There's
not
none
even
of
a
that.
horror movie. That's my big statement. It's not a horror movie.
No, it's just unnerving. It's just...
But to maybe make people understand a little bit more, she's also taking care of another boy called Oliver, who's like just walking around the house. He doesn't speak. He's a mute, and he's just odd. He's weird.
Oh, you think he's fucking weird? Really?
The trailer gives that part away. And let me just tell you guys, it's one of those movies that just slowly turns up the sort of escalation. It just goes crazier and crazier and crazier. And to sort of go with what I just said before, this is not a horror movie. It is a movie where horrible things happen, but it's not creepy. There's no jump scare.
No.
It's never like, this is
Yeah.
when I watch The Conjuring, I'm like, oh god, something's gonna pop out. Never in this movie, never.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a Blumhouse production. It doesn't rely on that dog shit.
Even Talk to Me was spooky and I got scared. This movie does something so incredible. Tell me if the same happened in your theater. Our entire theater, everyone just gasped. There's a scene where someone gets hit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, man. Dude, when I heard the noise, I was like...
These two YouTubers, they have developed a new type of scare. The audience screamed and gasped, not because they saw something in that moment particularly gory or bloody, but just so out of pocket, so unexpected, so vile for so many reasons. I'm gonna explain it more later. It takes your breath away. You're stunned.
Because the whole time you're watching this movie, no jump scare really happens. This movie has like really gory moments in it. There was the one moment with the knife, right? Like he like preps the melon.
I think we can say a little bit what happens.
Yeah, so Oliver and Andy are sitting together inside, like, you know, they're just having a nice
Hanging
day
out.
together. You know, they're hanging out. Andy, being a nice, like, you know, an older stepbrother, decides to cut fruit for Oliver, and then being an idiot, he like uses the fucking knife as a serving utensil. So like, here, you can take it. And Oliver is just like fucking biting. That was a moment where I like my jaw dropped again because I'm like, oh my god, this is like really in depth and good. Like they are not.
You hear the chewing sound on the metal, and then he cut. Oh,
It again. It's like the most like unhinged. Like it Like you said, like if you're not looking away,
I was sitting like this, and I couldn't look at it.
anything gory in this movie that happens, you'll always remember it. From the very beginning all the way to the end, all of those scenes are rememberable. And all of those scenes play like a purpose. And it's such a well-crafted movie. It's like normally with like horror stuff, like really bad horror movies, is just let's just compound you with like a shit ton of scares.
Yeah, this is a different type of movie, guys. Please watch it. It is special. It is creative. It is different. Watch it.
It's closer to like a thriller, I would say. You know, like
Yes.
a psychological thriller than it is.
It's a psychological thriller.
Yeah.
But you know what? Screw it. Let's get to the spoiler.
Oh yeah. Let's actually get into the meat of it. Okay, so now
Should we give a rating though?
A rating for this movie? I would probably, out of 10, I'd probably put this towards maybe like an 8, to be real.
I agree. I also have a long list of things I didn't like, and all of these things are spoiler related. That's why we have to get into it. So, okay, spoilers now. This is your final warning. We're getting into it now. Laura walks into a blind girl's room, caresses her over the head, and pile drive smacks her in the face.
Yeah, no, not pile driver. She does you ever played Resident Evil 5 and like Chris was haymakering a fucking boulder?
The rock bomb! And everyone in the theater goes, oh, a disabled, blind, innocent child punched into the face full force.
She's like screaming and like fucking crying. You do not know how unnerving this scene is. Like, you're right, she's caressing her. Jaw drops as soon as I see boom.
I feel so sorry for anyone who's thinking, oh, I can still enjoy this movie now that I've been spoiled. This scene will not land like this now that you've been spoiled.
No, this scene was so good.
I've never seen anything like this, bro. Straight up.
She smacks this blind woman. Piper gets fucking beaten, and the only
Don't say woman. A girl.
a little girl, yeah, a little innocent girl, a minor.
And she's blind.
She gets beat, black eye and everything, and she
While she's sleeping.
Yeah, and again, this movie, dude, they do not shy away from practical effects whatsoever.
If you don't like gore, if you can't look at that shit, just look away.
Oh yeah, no, I tend to just look away from anytime like just the knife scene alone. I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna.
You are not ready, people, if you think you've seen brutal shit.
When you make like my wife do like the.
Yeah.
Like that, I'm like, you really hit her. That was the only time where I even saw her look away from like the flesh-eating scene where like fucking.
Good. That means she's sane.
Yeah. To be fair though, like Jen is a nurse, so like there's a time where I like have her blocked on my phone because she just sees some of the most disgusting shit in history. She sent me like a photo once, and I'm like, I'm blocking this number for like a good couple hours.
Never call me again.
Yeah, I'm like, this
You're
is
sleeping on the couch tonight.
Yeah, I'm like, it's just nasty. I'm like, how do you fucking do that? You know?
It's like, okay. So here's what happens, yeah? They go to her house, and this woman, this foster parent, she lost her own daughter a while ago, and her own daughter was also blind. And then she somehow came across these tapes of this cult, and she learned a way to bring someone back. So she keeps her dead daughter, who drowned in her pool, in a freezer. She kidnapped a boy. This is this weird kid, Oliver, walking around. And her plan is to get the blind girl in the pool, drown her the way that her daughter died, get Oliver to eat her daughter's face, and then vomit into the new kid, and so transfer the soul from one body to the other. So bring her daughter back. Bring her back. That's the idea. Welcome to hell.
It is the most like, bro, I'm gonna be real. When I saw like, so again, this is a part of the movie that really interests me. I wanted to see more of these tapes. So it was towards like maybe an hour and 10 minutes into the movie when you start to like see it happen, right? Like around her house is like a demonic like fucking bubble. This is kind of like a boy in the bubble scenario. If Oliver leaves the circle, he starts like dying. You know what I mean? So
no, the real person comes back.
I thought there was like something inside. I thought he was gonna burst open alien style.
No. She uses the circle to hypnotize him.
Oh, to bring him
to hypnotize the devil. And when he leaves the circle, the normal kid comes back out. That's why one time, remember when Andy tries to bring Oliver to the hospital? They leave the circle and he goes, help me. He talks again like a normal boy.
Yeah, and that's why
because he left the circle.
Yeah. So she locks the soul of this kid deep inside his body, and like she replaces him with like this angel that she claims is an angel.
Or
not
devil,
an angel.
maybe more like a devil.
Yeah,
like a devil.
yeah. Look at his face. It's definitely not close to.
It's a devil.
Not a good guy. Around the middle section, the kid goes to the freezer, starts eating her frozen like daughter, her dead frozen daughter. Like at the end of this movie, you can see like. And a chunk of her face is removed.
That part I don't think was that bad.
That wasn't that bad, but it was like this kid was just feeding on her. And you're right, like the goal is it's like he eats the daughter and then he throws it back up into like this new person, and I guess she gets possessed.
Transfer the soul.
Yeah. So when I talk about the psychologist, like Laura, right? The first glimpse you get of her is psycho. She does not let up on how crazy she is through the movie. So like when his dad dies, they go to the funeral, and she's just weird the whole time. She's like, kiss the dead, kiss them by.
Kiss him on the lips, kiss him on the lips.
Yeah. She kisses on the lip, and then she like grabs his hair. She's like feeding parts of like bodies to like Oliver. It's so.
But do you understood all that shit?
I didn't know why she fed the hair to Oliver though.
I pieced it all together because the movie doesn't explain everything. So this Laura woman, she's like fucking with Andy the whole time, the boy, because she kind of wants to get rid of him. She just wants the blind young sister. She
doesn't want anything that's like gonna draw her out of this like.
That's why she slips steroids into his drinks.
He's like throwing up every time he's working out. Yeah.
He's becoming a little bit more aggressive. She pees into a fucking cup and pours it over his crotch
To make
when he
him
sleeps.
think he's pissing himself. That was insane, dude.
She's just screwing with him the whole time. She's screwing with him. And because Andy has kind of PTSD from seeing his dead father, and she really pushes that. She really pushes him into that trauma.
And her dead father, who's also like just turns out to be like totally abusive to him too. And she wants it.
That too.
She's like, kiss your like abusive dead dad. I'm like, what the fuck?
But do you know what happened when he was in the shower and he saw his dad? Remember?
Yeah.
Do you know what that was?
What was it?
Laura feeds the child Ollie his
and
hair,
then he
and
talks,
Ollie can transform.
That's how he was baiting his sister at the end with the voice because he ate his flesh. Yeah. I always love an antagonist in a movie, but not just one-dimensionally evil. Because there was moments with like Laura where like
she's kind of nice.
She was kind of nice, and like I'll be real, like as crazy as she was, you can almost kind of sympathize with her because it's like, oh, you lost your kid, and like now you're in because like when the social worker comes over, she's like, I found a way to bring her back. Actually unhinged crazy. She's not like an evil person, I would say, like by nature.
I mean, you can understand her, but she's willing to kill people and step.
She's willing to kill a kid to bring her kid back. So it's like
right, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say it's not like she's like a one-dimensionally like just evil character that I'm like, okay, I just don't care. Like
but I have to say the ending was the biggest weakness for me.
Yeah,
it's like one of those fart pillows. You just sort of sit down on it and the air goes out.
Yeah.
Andy comes back to the house, brings the social worker lady, right, and then they get run over by the car by Laura. And that was big shock moment. And I have a huge respect when movies do that, when they don't shy away from killing important characters. Not saying that's always good, but I think that's not easy. That's a hard decision, and that's somewhat brave. I respect that. But then I thought, oh, they just killed the moral center of this movie. Andy, sort of the main good guy with agency in that movie is the brother. So now he's dead.
And he dies really nonchalantly too. All Laura does is she comes over and she like drowns his head in. That's it. Like he doesn't. Like this whole movie, this guy's like fucking bulking up, getting ready to fight, just dies nonchalantly.
He's kind of the protagonist of the movie. Yeah. And then I thought, okay, this movie doesn't want to do the happy ending route, so it's going to go for the classic bad ending. Sort of, she gets her wish, blah, 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 blah.
She's going to take her to the pool, and she's going
to win.
Yeah, she's going to fucking win. It's going to be like, bring her back is going to actually bring her back.
Exactly. I don't need happy endings, but I think sometimes, going for the straight up evil ending can be just as uninspired.
Yeah.
But then it does something, another curveball that I thought, okay, I like this. And that's that it gives the girl Piper agency. Because the whole time she was like this young girl, the sheep that's being led to the slaughter,
Yeah.
And then in the end she puts it together herself and escapes. I thought that was cool. But then everything after that is just sort of weak. I mean, Mutahar, think about what happens, yeah? Mm-hmm. You have a villain, you build up this villain, they have a plan, they set it in motion. The movie escalates further and further. The good people lose, the villain wins, and then the last second they decide, nah, I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't commit to it.
That was just weak.
Yeah, because it's like you watch this whole movie and you're like, man, I was thinking that there was going to be something really subversive happening, but it's like you did all this stuff beforehand to kind of subvert our expectations, but you just gave us an ending that was like,
It had the vibe of an alternative ending a little bit.
Yeah.
There was a real ending and they couldn't do it. Too brutal or too dark or too whatever. And then they had to reshoot and make this sort of stitched together compromise that just felt not right. Unsatisfying.
It felt like the movie could have been like maybe an extra 20 minutes towards the end. And you're probably right, like, because it's like because I thought by the end of it, I'm like, she was going to have this change of heart. This kid was going to like just burst wide open or something like
that. They lose control over the kid and he killed everyone or some shit.
Well, like I thought this kid was just going to like pass out on the living room. And Devil was going to rip this kid's ribcage open, come out and be like,
come out like, rah!
You're doing it. I want this to happen, right? Because like anytime you see like these demonic presences, right? Like these demonic rituals, it's always one of those things where like this lady, she wants to make a deal with this demonic presence because she thinks she's going to get her kid back. And she probably will get her kid back. But it's not going to be the same kid. It's going to be something f***ed up. But she doesn't realize it. I thought that's where the movie was going to head out to.
We have all these threads, bam, 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 nice story threads, well narrated. And then we just say, we can't find a good conclusion. Kill him off, make the kid run away, and make her lie in the pool with the kid. We're out of ideas. We don't know how to conclude this. Like, they're crushed by the weight of the cool story that they told. And that's why the killing of Andy just doesn't sit completely right with me. It's a little bit undeserved.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, that's really, like, the best way to kind of put it, too. They had such a strong first, like, half of the movie. The first, like, 2/3.
Oh, more than half. More than first half.
The first 2/3 were great. It's just that last 20 minutes where it's, like, the last 20 minutes spells out everything. Like, she basically goes up and tells Piper, like, oh, by the way, this is the ritual, okay? This is what's gonna fucking happen.
Like get it over with, so to speak.
Exactly.
Like, it's just like, oh, everyone's dead, we fucked everything up, and now come on here, let me drown you, and let's get this done.
I'm gonna drown you now. I'm like, whoa, okay, thank you.
Me.
And like, I mean, what am I supposed to do at that point, right?
I love that scene when the social worker comes to check up on the house, and then she catches the blood on Laura. She could not think of a single fucking excuse and straight up spills all the beans. I love it so much.
I thought I thought that scene, she's gonna like
stab her,
grab something and kill her right there. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be
I thought so
But
too.
then she's like waffling. She's like waffling, bud.
You see how like her brain is going 1,000 miles an hour, right? She's like thinking,
no. I found a way to bring her back. I love our social worker. She's just like, oh my.
Yeah,
Lord.
but man, that poor lady, bro. Dude.
I mean, that poor lady should have done her fucking due diligence and made sure what the was going on in that house.
Why did a cop not go with them? With all the accusations that Andy made, a cop should have come with.
I think the problem is, it's like, so it's kind of a broader subject. Like, I don't know how like foster stuff works in your country, but it's like, actually, I don't even know how it works in Australia even too, where the movie takes place. But like, the foster system is generally considered to be really bad in terms of like the children's
Isn't that anywhere
welfare.
the case?
I guess that's anywhere, but like at least in America, I find that like when you have kids in the foster system, it's like they usually just place children in homes, and there's almost never any follow up. So the whole thing was like, you know, Laura was like this really great psychologist that worked with them for 20 years, so I guess she wouldn't fucking harm a kid. Even though, and you're right, like a cop probably should have went with it. If this movie took place in America, I'll just say right now, it would have ended with like her just shot dead in that pool. Like just
She would have gotten bombed.
She would have been like just boom, boom, boom.
I do have 2 more issues with it. I think the movie's also a little bit too predictable. I think it is too clear too early on what the movie is getting at. For example, the fact that she keeps watching the cult tapes at home, I thought that was just... We've already seen a lot of it at the start. Why does she keep watching it? It's like, I get it. Then the fact that she doesn't like Andy and she wants the daughter. The movie's called Bring Her Back. Her daughter is blind. The movie is too obviously hinting at what it's getting at. And then when they show the dead daughter in the freezer, it's supposed to be a shock moment, but it didn't shock me that much. It was kind of like, well, of course her body is somewhere. Imagine if they hadn't shown the cult at the start. If they hit it just a little bit more, then the whole reveal of what this woman's plan is could have been more interesting.
Yeah, if they took that beginning section, like the first cult tapes you see, and maybe if you had like Andy discover it, you know what I mean? Like maybe if you had like something, like Andy would just be like, why is this like? And then she could have like played it off like, oh, I'm just a psychologist. I was looking at like cult stuff or something. And then he keeps watching it again, and it's like, oh shit. Time to go check what's in the back.
I would say 1/3 into the movie, you already know what it's getting at.
Yeah. It's like having like one of those big plot twist moments that like, you know, like the M. Night Shyamalan moment, but like M. Night Shyamalan just tells you in the first 5 minutes, by the way, that everyone was dead. Like, it's like, all right. He just starts the scene at a graveyard with the main character's like a name. It's like, well, I don't know if you're going to figure it out.
If Saw 1 started with
him like just sneezing in the fucking middle. It's like, we just know.
Excuse me, let me lie down here real quick.
God.
And then the last thing is that I think the movie sometimes uses sort of narrative misdirection that is a little bit dishonest. So let me tell you what I mean. Remember when he's in the hospital, right, after he collapses in the bathroom after he saw his dad, and then she comes to him and kind of fucks with him more and says, yo, I killed your dad, blah, blah, blah. He then says to her, my dad told me Piper's gonna die in the rain.
Yeah.
And then there's a cut, and you see Laura take Piper out and dance in the rain. That was entirely pointless. That scene only existed to make us understand, oh, look at Laura, she's so evil.
Yeah.
Laura dancing with Piper in the rain had nothing to do with the ritual, it's irrelevant. They just cut it up in a way to make us realize she's evil, because she does the opposite.
That rain scene, the whole rain scene, I feel like could have probably been like... I feel like that was probably the weaker part of the pacing, because generally I felt like the story wasn't moving any forward, and it's like... It felt like a scene where like I had to, again, have watched the whole movie for it to ever have made sense, which I always hate it when a movie does that, because it's like, I'm watching you for the first time, okay? Don't do this esoteric shit where I'm gonna like revisit this in my head. Just present your story in a logical, you don't have to make it so on the nose, but just present the story where it's not like, you know, where it's not completely out of, like you're not Pulp Fiction, bro, okay? Don't be Pulp Fiction right now.
The last note I have on this movie, when they are brought to the foster home transferal center with the lady, and she's like, oh, they will split you up into 2 different homes. And the brother says, oh, please don't split us up. Come on, we're brother and sister. We want to be together. And then the lady says, okay, I'll ask if the mother is okay with that. Why the would Laura say yes to that if she could have just gotten Piper alone? They would have split them up.
I feel like she did that to like, I think she wanted to brainwash her a little bit easier. Remember that scene where like she goes in and like just fucking gives her a black eye? Laura puts on the Axe body spray because, again, since she's blind, her only senses are like smell and touch and stuff. So she smells it's Andy. So I feel like if she had split the family up in the beginning, she would have been so distraught, like emotionally, and that would have made it a little bit difficult to kind of control, I feel. Because remember, like through the movie, she was like, "Mom, you can call me Mom if you want, right?" Like,
right.
So it was like, I feel like the only way for her to transfer a soul would be like, the child has to replicate the soul that gets transferred, right? Like the soul that you're moving from body 1 has to match body B as much as it can, right? Like,
okay,
Piper would have to think of her as a mom. She would have to be emotionally dependent.
And feel at home.
Because, like, if you take away her brother, she's going to be distraught. She's not going to feel safe. And maybe that just doesn't make the ritual work. Remember, Oliver doesn't matter. Oliver's like a fucking kidnapped kid that has the devil inside him. He's like...
She has to sort of reject her brother sort of on her own free will, so to speak.
Yeah, she has to reject her brother. She has to feel
fair
unsafe.
enough.
She has to, so I feel like that was the only reason why that had to happen.
I don't even know these 2 guys, Raka Raka. I never watched their content. But I just feel such a weird sense of... I'm so proud of these 2 guys. It's so weird to be proud of somebody you don't even know. They're not making YouTuber movies or like mid-movies. These are straight up professional productions. How the are they pulling this off? I don't know. Respect.
I think it's like, I was looking at it, I'm like, I think it's like they got like funding from like the Australian like government or New Zealand government, one of the governments over there. And they just like, you look at this movie and like, you can tell it's not a movie that had a massive budget. You know?
No, but it doesn't look...
Yeah. But it's not cheap. It's not a cheap movie. I'm not saying it's like a cheap looking movie. It's a very
It has a small
movie.
scale, very small scale.
Yeah.
It's like 1 location, 4 actors, but very professionally...
Yeah, very professionally done. Like they had 1 location. They did a really good job. They knew the constraints they had. They knew how to tell their story. And it just shows it's like, you don't need to be like the $100 million horror movie like The Conjuring or something. Like you don't need to do that.
Do you want to hear something even more cringe?
What?
That's why I'm saving it for the end of the video.
What?
I love the fact that they chose an actually blind girl, and I think it's really valuable representation right there. I think this stuff is really worth something, and it shows to me that these 2 guys, they have an idea of how they want to make their movies.
Yeah.
Do something unique and creative and different, and I respect the fuck out of it. Even though it uses that blindness and that twitchy eye and her disability to draw you into this world, to make you feel a bit spooked, maybe even a little bit sometimes, but the movie respects her character.
Yeah.
She's not just this idiotic girl. She's a great actress, and I think it's huge respect for what they did here, man.
They just did a really fucking good job in this movie. You know?
Yeah.
That's all it really comes out of it. They did a
That's
great
good.
job.
Let's leave it at that, bro. That's a great way to end it right here. Full-on recommendation, guys. Watch this shit.
One of like the most refreshing horror movies that I've seen. And again, the shitty part about it is that ending. And I don't know how you can do this ending without upsetting someone.
Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed. Friendship ended. No.
Friendship ended.
Never mind. I confronted Mutahar. He apologized deep down from his heart for ghosting me for the last 6 years.
And now we're doing podcasts. Now we're reviewing movies.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Peace.
All right, take care. Bye.
If you enjoy horror movies and if you enjoy me giving small creators the spotlight, check out the one where I confronted and exposed Critical for his lack of horror movie knowledge.
Yeah.